Hello, I am Linda Bernhardt, teacher for SCIE112L. So that's the lab. I just finished making a recording for the class. Now I'm making the one for the lab. So if you've already watched the class one, hi again. If you're starting with the lab, hello. And if you're only in just the lab, hi. Anyway, I really shouldn't do these one right after the other because I have to remember what I'm saying. So this is for the lab. I'm going to stress it is for the lab because the class is a completely different entity. I am about to share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to talk you through some stuff. We're going to go over the syllabus, the semester-long project, blah, 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 so then we can get going. So here we go. You should be seeing what you will be looking at on your stuff, other than, I don't know if you can see my converting meeting recording. That's from the thing I just did. So we're going to scooch that over there. All right. So right here. Now, I said that the lab is its own entity. I am also teaching section 2 and section 3 of the class. If you are not in section 2 or section 3, of the class and you're only in the lab, this is all you have to worry about. If you are also in the other one, remember there are assignments due in both classes or in the class and in the lab every single week. There is always something to do. So if at any point you're like, yeah, I think I'm done. No, you're not. Make sure, because what happens in the lab does not transfer to the class, and what happens in the class does not transfer to the lab. Okay, so first and foremost, this is the lab. Notice this is the picture. I took this while driving cross country when I was going through Texas back in, I think this was 2018. So I did like this little welcome announcement. Always start with reading your announcements. A lot of people, for some reason, do not like reading words, but there are words here. I highly recommend you read them. If you're one of those people who doesn't want to read words, I feel sorry for you, but other than that, I will point out, make sure to at least take note of the red portion. The red portion, think red and danger. This is warning you, you better remember these things. So this is reminding you about the class and the lab are two different things. So if you're in both, you have to post your introduction in both. You have to do the proof of attendance quiz in both. That kind of thing, okay? Now, here we go. This is warning you about how to access material. I am that teacher who has locked stuff down pretty friggin' tight. I make it where you have to actually open files. Can I force you to read them? No. But I can force you to open them, and that is what I have done. So what will happen, you will see week 1 folder. See the week 1 folder? You go here, week 1, click, week 1 file, click that. Until you do this, you can't open the stuff for week 1. This will then tell you exactly how to do it. Try to give you an idea, tell you what's happening, what's due, and then I give you these hyperlinks. So here where it says syllabus course quiz, you have to do that. It's worth a lot of points, so you really want to do it, but this also counts as attendance. Okay, so you can also go to content. You can just click week 1 and it will show you everything right there. So you can see what is available. Yeah. And this is warning you that if you do not take this quiz and pass it, you will not be able to go to week 2. So you have to do it. Okay. Now I am going to do like I did for the other one, and I'm going to do view as student. Viewing as student. Oh, look, I didn't fix those dates, did I? I will have to do that. Viewing as a student, you will be seeing important papers and such, semester-long project, and then it should be week 1 showing up. This week 13 and 14 showing up means I didn't put the dates on there yet. I was just finishing those today. And oops. So anyway, important papers and such, we're starting with that. We have our syllabus, semester-long project lab, and Zoom office hours. Note, semester-long project. Everything about the semester-long project is right here. So we're going to talk about that after we do the syllabus. So we go here, we click syllabus. This is your syllabus. This is the semester fall 2022 semester. I am Linda Bernhardt. Hello. And this is the email address that I prefer for you to use. This is my SGSE email address. This is the absolute best way to get in touch with me because it goes straight to my phone. If you send me messages through Brightspace, I will get them, but I won't get them as fast. I obsessively check my email, but I don't always log into Brightspace every single day. So if you really want me to respond, email me to this address. I was tempted to go to that address to make it look like I'm pointing to it. And I shouldn't say I'm tempted to because I just did it. Anyway, we do not have a textbook for this course. Yay! There are a couple things you will need to purchase throughout the course. Like, well, later in the syllabus, it'll tell you when, but there's a plant lab and you will need to get like plastic cups, some potting soil, like Miracle-Gro, not the Miracle-Gro food, but the actual soil. So it has to be black. I tell you that because I've had people in the past accidentally get the Miracle-Gro food and it was like blue. Don't do that. You want the soil, planting soil, potting soil, okay? And then you will have to get like radish seeds or something of the sort. And most people can hold on to some plastic bottles. You can use that for the water, and most people have salt. So pretty much you're going to have to get some soil and some seeds. Other than that, for the most part, I don't think you're going to need to purchase anything. I try my hardest to make it where you don't have to pay for stuff. Anyway, here we go. We've got learning outcomes, which you can read. We're going to talk about Georgia View, the online component. This, when I say Georgia View, I'm talking about this because it has been Blaze View, Georgia View, WebCT Vista, Desire to Learn, and now it's Brightspace. They're all the same. So when you are turning in a document in this lab, hey, look at that. It finished. Close, close. When you are turning in a document in this lab, I want it to be a Word document. That means it ends in .doc or .docx. Not a Google Docs, not .gdoc. I can't open that. That's for a Chromebook. It doesn't work. On occasion for the lab, I may accept a PDF, but you'll need to talk to me about it. No JPEGs, no RTFs, no screenshots, none of those other things. Am I aware that I could always get some kind of program so my laptop will open whatever you have? Yes, but I'm not doing it. I'm the instructor and I'm giving you instructions. You, as the student, have to follow them. I pick Word because every single computer on campus has Word. And as a student for SGSE, you should have been given access to Word. Now, also, I need to let you know, when you are turning something in and you are attaching a Word document, I will not accept a link. You cannot do that slide share or that share link thing through Word. Don't do it. I work for 3 different universities and all 3 of them have different accounts and they all attack each other pretty much whenever I try to open those stupid things that people share with me. Do not give me a link. If you are attaching your lab document, you have to attach the actual document. Okay, now here we go, right here. I grade as fast as I possibly can. And so what I want you to note is here. If you get a grade and you are like, I don't think that's fair, contact me. You have 7 days from when I post your grade for you to contact me. So just do that. Don't be rude, be polite. But if you really think you deserved more because you 100% know you did the work, talk to me. If you really think it was a mistake, talk to me. If you think you can BS your way into a higher grade or you can try to bully a higher grade, dude, not gonna work. Just giving you the heads up on that one. It happens every term. Just don't do it. To give you a clue, for the astrology signs. I am an Aries, headstrong. I am a boar, headstrong. And if you do the, I think it's Japanese horoscope, I am A positive. One of their main things is stubborn. Trust me, I don't budge. I am very helpful with you, but if you try to force an issue, I do not budge, just so you know. All right, when you want to contact me, right here, this is the email address that I would really prefer for you to use because it, again, comes straight to my phone and I can respond quickly. Okay. Access statement. This is if you have any kind of documented disability and you need accommodations. For this course, pretty much the only accommodations are normally time limits, and I don't think I have a time limit on anything in this entire course other than you are given from Sunday to Friday to turn something in, and there is no need to extend that because 6 days is a lot of time. So there you go. Counseling statements. These are various counseling centers. I suggest everyone use them because your fees are paying for them, so you may as well. SGSC has an attendance policy, and then we get to my attendance policy where I point out this is an online class. I don't take attendance. You just do your work. If you do your work, you're doing fine. If you don't do your work, you're going to fail. It's that simple. The first week, you have an introduction post to do, and you have that quiz to take. Once you have done that, I count you as here. If you don't bother doing anything else for the rest of the semester, I will just diligently plug in a 0 every single week. Yeah, there you go. Grading policy. This is the part that I always tell people that people hate at first and then love at the end. I use a point system. I do not do percentages. I can't help that Brightspace puts a percentage on there. I go by points. If something is worth 10 points, there you go. It's just worth 10 points. If you got 9 out of 10 points, that means you did pretty good. If you get 11 out of 10 points, it means you went above and beyond, because I do give extra points for people who put extra work into it. I am a proponent of rewarding good behavior. Now, what this means is everything has a point value, which we'll get to in just a moment. Your points will always go up. Every time you turn something in, as long as it wasn't plagiarized or something, you get points and it goes up. The better you do, the more points, the faster it goes up. As soon as you hit 700 points, you have a C. As soon as you hit 800 points, you have a B. As soon as you hit 900 points, you have an A. So if you have, say, 913 points and you don't feel like doing anything else, you don't have to. You've already got an A. I can't give you higher than an A. You're just done. So it is in your best interest to do everything to the best of your ability from the beginning, because it is 100% possible to have 900 points before the end of the term. So there you go. Policy on late and makeup work. I don't take it. I do not accept late work. I don't do makeup work. You have at least 6 days, minimum 6 days to do every single assignment. Some you have more, but a minimum of 6 days to do every assignment. That is more than enough time. It opens on Sunday. It closes Friday at 10 p.m. If you wait until Friday to open it, that is not my problem. And as soon as you email me, because somebody will, Friday night or Saturday morning and say, Ms. Bernhardt, I couldn't help it. I had no internet on Friday. I will reply with, I am so sorry, but you should have started earlier, because that's a fact. So start early, start Sunday or Monday, get stuff done. And honestly, for most of these, you can have everything turned in by Wednesday and then have the rest of the week and the whole weekend off. Totally up to you. If you do good time management, you're golden in this class. Plagiarism, don't do it. Like, seriously, don't do it. It's annoying. I have had people in the past attempt to plagiarize their way through some of these labs. Some people will actually go on Google and download pictures in order to try to fake their lab. And it makes me very angry because I am not a friggin' idiot. I know what it's supposed to look like. If you're going to plagiarize or try to cheat, at least do it wisely. Also, yeah, I watch Catfish. Do you know how easy it was to take their picture and just slide it on over into the Google bar and find the exact image. Like, really, just don't do it. Don't treat me like I'm an idiot. I won't treat you like one. So if you're not going to do the work, then don't do the work. Don't try to lie to me and take credit for someone else. It's just wrong. The first time I catch you plagiarizing, I will give you a 0. The second time, I will report you to SCIE to make sure it's on your official record. Sometimes it is just a mistake, like you're not good at paraphrasing. I will help you through that. But if you blatantly lie to me, like take pictures from the internet and stick it in your file or in your document and try to claim it as yourself, oh yeah, you will see the wrath of me for that one. So there you go. Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act of 1974. I always say it like that. I don't know why. Anyway, this means I cannot talk about your grade or how you're doing in this course with anybody other than you. And I cannot do this on the phone or through email. The only way I can discuss grades with you is through Brightspace or through Zoom. It would be face-to-face in person, but I am in the Atlanta area, so Zoom it is. There you go. Academic success and academic support. This is like if you're needing tutoring. In this lab, you should not need any tutoring. If you have questions, just ask me. And that's the thing. For some weird reason, a lot of students, instead of asking me a question about the lab, they will talk to each other, which is fine. Talk to each other. I actually have a discussion board totally for that. But if you're not sure about something, asking the teacher is probably the smartest way to get the actual answer, because people come up with some of the most bizarre answers. It's hilarious. So feel free to ask somebody else and then come to me and say, hey, I thought this and I was told blah, blah, blah. I'll probably laugh, because for some reason, people make some stuff so much more difficult than it needs to be. Okay, here we go. This gets its own page on the syllabus. So when somebody tells me later that they thought they had until Saturday, or they thought they had until 11:59, or they thought they had until, I will always bring you back to this page. One entire page of the syllabus lets you know everything closes Friday nights at 10 p.m. Now, to be fair, I can think of 2 things that actually close on a Wednesday, but that's because I extended it. I gave extra time. So it will open on a Sunday, go through the following Sunday, all the way to the next Wednesday. So that one's a little different, but it will show you. Here's how it breaks down for that quiz that I said you want to do. You get 50 points for doing that quiz. So easy. For your introduction post, 50 points, but you better actually answer the questions. And if you just copy and paste what you wrote in the class, I am totally going to rib on you for that. So I would recommend changing it up. Be interesting, and you get 50 points. If you just do a very generic thing and you don't even answer my questions, you might not get a full 50. There are 12 labs in total, 50 points each lab. And if you remember that letter grade thing, or I mean the point system, that means every lab is worth half a letter grade. So you want to do it. Semester-long project, which I'll talk about in just a moment, is worth 200 points. And your final exam is worth 100 points. The final exam, don't stress. It's the last week. I'll prepare you for it. Don't worry. So this is how the rest of it goes. This is showing you what we're doing throughout the entire term. Notice right here, week 5. I was trying to highlight it, but it doesn't want me to. There we go. Week 5, start plants. The reason I want you to notice this, the plant lab takes time. You have to grow these plants for a few weeks doing it. I think it's actually only 1 full week, but most people have problems with the first batch. They don't sprout, then they throw them out and they start over, and then they finally actually start to get it. So I make you start early. You want to start early. If you wait until the week of the plant lab, you will get a 0, because it's not possible to do the lab if you never grew your freaking plants. So mark your calendars for week 5 that this is when you need to start your plants. Okay. We have energy consumption lab 1, 2, and 3. This drives a lot of people crazy. I give extra time on these, a lot of detailed instructions. You will want to take your time. All of these are going to take time. You can't do it in like 10 minutes. Here, Work on semester-long project. I actually give you a week 9, right after midterm. But week 9, I give you this time to do, it's going crazy, right? To work on your semester-long project, which again, I'm going to talk about. Then we have these various labs. Your last official lab is the week before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving holiday, then you have to turn in your final project. That way you finish this lab and you fine-tune your final project. You turn it in and then we have final exam. There you go. So that's the entire course. So that is the syllabus. Now, under this important papers and such, it then talks about the semester-long project, the lab, and the office. So the Zoom office, this is if you decide you want to have a meeting with me. These are my office hours kind of thing. I do not just sit there and have it open and sit here staring at a blank screen until someone shows up. I do them when you ask for us to meet. That's it. I tried doing it where I just sat here and had it open for the whole time. It was a waste of friggin' time. So now I do it by request. If you are needing to meet with me, you want to meet with me, send me an email, let me know you want to meet with me, and give me a few options. And here's the big kicker. Check your email for a reply. I have so many people who would ask for a meeting, and then I would respond, and then I would respond, and then I would respond. And like 4 days later, the time has already gone past because they never checked for a response. So make sure you look for a response. But anyway, this is the link. So if you ever set up and are like, okay, we're going to meet through Zoom, this is where it is. Now, for the semester-long project, here you go. There's a lot of information here. This is what you're going to want to read. The semester-long project, the lab. This is all about it. Notice 4 pages. So what you're going to do is you're going to be analyzing data. Yeah. Analyzing data about the coronavirus. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm so tired of it. I'm so over it. The coronavirus is over. No, it's not. It's never going to be gone. We have to have a new normal. Deal with it. What I want you to do is actually put all opinions, political, whatever crap aside and look at this as a science person, because this is a science class. So what you're going to be doing here is selecting multiple states, and I'll explain that in just a moment, and having data. I provide you with pretty much everything. You will have to analyze the data. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. There will be a semester-long project, the beginning assignment that is due by the end of week 2, worth 50 points. That is 50 out of the 200 points. So if you don't do that, you can't get better than a 75 on, 75%. You can't get more than 150 points on your project if you don't do that first thing. Now, you're going to have to read this entire document. No, I'm not reading the whole thing to you. You can read. You're going to have to come up with all these different things. And then this is this reminder. It's not about politics. It's science. You have to use critical thinking skills, not opinions, not blogs, not Facebook, not memes, none of that. You have to use actual critical thinking skills and look at this with a science viewpoint. Okay? That's the hardest part for so many people. I don't know why, but it is. There's a whole lot of work here because you're going to have to do a paper about this. But again, you're going to have to analyze this data, make graphs, look some stuff up, answer questions, blah, blah, blah. Now, previous semesters, I made my class actually have to get the data themselves. This time I'm doing things a little bit differently. I am providing it to you, but I'm still having you choose. That way people can do things a little interesting. So here's the recap of everything you're going to have. You can read this, remembering you have to analyze your data. You have to actually understand what it means. Now, you have to pick one state from this group, because these are the states with a high vaccination rate. These are the bottom 5 vaccinated states. So you have to pick one of these, and then you have to pick 3 of these states. These states fall anywhere in between. I have supplied a hyperlink earlier in this document if you're curious to see where your state of choosing falls in the vaccination rate. But I have supplied you with the top 5 and the bottom 5. Now, I think it's Massachusetts. I think Massachusetts is the one I forgot to start collecting for until a little bit later. So it's a little on that data, but there you go. Now, this is going to be where I have the data sheet that I'm giving you. I have it open right now so I can show you this is what I am supplying. There is more information here than you actually need. I say that because I have the world numbers and I have Argentina, Belize, and Israel because I track all of those. Argentina, because one of my best friends lives in Argentina and I was supposed to go there. Well, I was flying in the exact day that Argentina closed their borders in 2020. So I track Argentina. Track Belize because I'm obsessed with Belize. And I have a lot of friends in Belize. And then I started tracking Israel because Israel is almost like its own little lab experiment because they've been the forefront of all the vaccines and they've been very closed off. And so it was kind of interesting to see their numbers. Then I have the high vaccinated states. And if you see for Massachusetts, I don't have Massachusetts until the end of January. So I'm missing the first 3 weeks. But everybody else, all of the other ones I have listed, I have all of them here. And you will see I have it January 1st, 7th, 14th, 21st, blah, 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 every 7 days. And I started it on the 1st of January on purpose. So every 7 days I have how much is there. So you're like, well, what do I do with that? Here you go. Semester-long project data sheet. Notice it says you have to download the file. The reason you have to download the file is this is what it looks like if you don't. That does you no good. So what you need to do is download and then open. This is what you will see. I have all the dates for everything you're going to need, all the way there to the 18th of November. Then this just whichever one you pick. So like you could say Vermont and then Mississippi and then Georgia, Hawaii and New York and then the US. And then you do the same stuff here. So you will be putting, I'm going to show you this. We're just going to do the US. I'm going to do the first 2. I'm going to do January 1st and 7th, just so you can see what happens. January 1st and 7th. There we go. Look at this. It automatically calculated. Because down here, I have already done all of the formulas in here to calculate your rate of change. So that means that in 1 week, the US had an increase of 4,621,428 cases. And so that's all you're doing. As it goes on, you just keep on plugging them in. So like, let's see, let's do Georgia. Why not? Okay. I'm going to do Georgia for a few weeks just to see what happens. So let's say this is Georgia. There you go. See, it's already calculating. Each of these, that's how many new cases that week. And you'll see it was high and then look, it started to drop. You're going to watch as it does this throughout the history of the data I'm giving you. That is what you're going to be analyzing. I realized I put population here and I meant to start January 1st over here. Oh, well, you can put the population numbers here. So anyway, that's what that is. We will talk more fully about that as the term goes on, but I wanted to give you the update on that. If you're curious where I get my information, this is a hyperlink to where I get my numbers every day. This is a hyperlink to the vaccination rates. You don't need them. This is just if you want to look at them. This is the assignment semester-long project, the beginning. And this is the grading rubric. So if you're curious how you're getting graded on this, this is what you go to. This is how I will grade your stuff. Notice some things you can get 0 points. This is for full points. This is meh. And this is, oh gosh, no. Notice, I need to know if you learned anything, and I need to see evidence of your critical thinking. Those are important. So there you go. The semester-long project is huge. You're definitely going to want to do it. Week 1 is just intro, that kind of stuff. This is the video I'm currently making. Week 1, you click on that and it's going to talk you through everything. Am I in student? I'm in student mode. That's why I can't click on anything. There we go. Okay, now let's look at this again. If I'm in week 1 and I find all this stuff, we have silly intro. It's just a stupid animated thing I did a while back. This is this. Introductions, that's the discussion where you write your introduction, and then you've got your quiz. That's all you have to do week 1. Like seriously, that's it. Yeah, I don't think I really have anything else I need to show you on there. I provide you with all the hyperlinks, and if you want to check out your grades, go to assessments and then grades. And then this will bring you, well, here we go. Let's go back to view as a student. View as student. There we go. Now, assessment, grades, and this is how it will show up. Don't worry about this percent. Look here at the points. The points are the important things. And there you go. If you're ever curious where you're measuring up to other people, if you click here, it will show you. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And that's good because my throat is really dry and I'm really hot out here because, hello, it's Georgia and it's August. I have a fan going, but anyway, hopefully we have a good term. There's going to be various things that might muck things up. The couple of things I want to make sure you're aware of, I talked about it at the end of my class intro, so I'm going to put it here too, is I normally talk about it in the discussion, but I also have some extras to add on. I am on the autism spectrum, so if it seems like I am purposely not understanding you, I swear to God, it's not purpose. Sometimes you might say something a certain way and it seems so obvious to you, but I really don't comprehend it, and I might need rewording. Same token, I might say something and think it's clearly obvious because in my interesting brain, it makes perfect sense. If it doesn't make sense, just tell me. Just say, I don't understand that. And then I will ask, which part do you not understand? The more detailed you can be about what part you don't understand, the better I can explain. But I warn you, I will use like this many words to explain it because I really desperately want to make sure you understand. I have ADHD, so I'm like bouncing all over the place and I'm very distracted. Dyslexia, so if I'm typing something, sometimes the letters will be mixed up. The more stressed I am, the more jumbled the words can be. I try really hard to go through everything carefully with spell check and double check it and triple check it. But sometimes something will get through. So I apologize ahead of time, but I do my best. I also have various anxieties, PTSD, and stuff like that. And so on occasion, if the world tries to like bam, bam on me, anxiety might get the best of me and I might like miss a day or something. Normally I can tell when it's getting to be too much and I will post an announcement, which is why looking at announcements is important. And I will let the class know that I am folding or I am buckling, and I will apologize. And sometimes I'll even extend dates just because it's not fair for you if I can't keep up. I have a lot of videos posted. I try to make new videos each term, but I have old videos already linked in just in case something happens and I can't get to a new video. Haha, see, cover your butt, right? The two main stressors I can see coming. Well, actually a couple more. I forgot to tell the class this one. Next week, right after we're starting the class, I'm getting my second shingles vaccine, and I've heard that kicks your butt. We have new variants, the COVID, popping up that seem to be skirting around the vaccines and the antibodies, and I have asthma, and I've already had COVID twice, actually 3 times if you count the Omicron one. So my body's already shown it likes to catch it. So I'm always trying to be really, really careful with the new variants and how lax a lot of people are, because they're like, well, it's over and we just need to get back to our lives, and forgetting a virus doesn't give a crap about what you think. I'm probably going to get hit with it again. I know it. I protect myself best I can. I wear a mask everywhere I go. But a mask is to protect other people from you, not you from them for the most part, unless you have the really expensive mask, and I don't. So chances are that'll get me at some point. But the main ones that I am most concerned with is, one, I have a 79-year-old mother who's not super healthy, and I've taken on extra jobs in order to pay her rent to make her life easier. And so sometimes the jobs kind of exhaust me. Oh, and I'm also getting another master's in nutritional science, and so that adds a little stress. But then I also have my cat. I have 2 cats, technically 3, but one lives in my kids' room. So my baby Fang, I've had him since he was 4 weeks old. He's 13 years old now. And a little over a month ago, he was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma. He's got a tumor on the side of his face. Nothing can be done. It's palliative care. And realistically, it's going to be during this semester that he moves on from here. And I am not going to take that well. So when that happens, I will post something. And I'm hoping it will be after this semester. But if I'm realistic, it's probably going to be during this semester. And I'm not going to do well for all that. And so anyone out there who loves animals, has pets, you know what I'm talking about. And so hopefully you'll give me a little bit of leeway on that one. Now, if I have any students who are like student athletes, or you have crazy jobs, or stuff that's like, you know, you have stuff that's going to take you out of town, or something super busy, you need to talk to me before you have these things that make you miss stuff. Because after the fact, I'm not going to work with you, because you knew beforehand. You need to contact me before you're going to have issues. So like, say that you find out that week 7, you're going to be traveling for 1.5 weeks, and you do not have reliable internet. Do not wait until week 9 to tell me the reason you got zeros is because of all this. If you know week 7 you're doing this, talk to me week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even 6. Let us work something out ahead of time. I will 100% do my best to work with you for you to do this stuff early. But if you just don't tell me anything and then think I'm going to go, oh, okay, there you go, I don't do that. So communication is key. Make sure to talk to me. I think that's everything I needed to say. So hopefully you made it through this whole thing. I know I'm very wordy, and I always want to make sure I get enough to you. And if we were in person, you'd be getting all this in person. And so that's what happens. I want you to have the same kind of experience. And I guess that's it. So see you throughout the semester. Peace out.